settling. Good morning, Sunday morning. So, if you have a foam roller, you can sit on your foam roller. Find a comfortable seat for yourself. Sit up nice and tall. Raise the crown of the head to the sky. Shine your heart open. Press away the space between the ears and the shoulders. So create more length between your shoulders and your ears. Just by lifting the crown of your head up nice and high. Keep your chin parallel to the floor or slightly tucked in. Taking your hands on top of your legs or palms up, whatever feels more appropriate for you today. Where is your energy? Do you need it to stay within, or would you like to share it without? And then just start to breathe. Slow, deep, easy breaths, filling up belly, ribs, chest, all the way up to the crown of the head. And just touching upon the 7 chakras, the energy wheels within our spinal column, Shoshana. From the base of the spine, all the way to the top of the head, and stopping in between. Make them spin with your energy. Visualizing as you inhale the movement of the breath spiraling upward in a circular spiraling motion from the base of the spine, red, orange at your sacrum, yellow in your belly, green at your heart, blue at your throat, violet your third eye, and right up through the top of the head in the white space. And envelop yourself through that white space with peace and love and all good. Take a breath in as you bring your hands to your heart center from wherever they were. Touch your thumbs to the beating heart, and now just gently tuck your chin down. Create a little bit of more length in the backside of the neck. You're going to let your right ear rest towards your right shoulder. Allow your right hand to gently press it towards the shoulder. As you take your left arm out to the side, walk it out. Keep length again between your ears or your left ear and shoulder. And if you like to take that arm off the floor, that's fine as well. And then drop your chin towards your right collarbone. Take your left hand behind you. Maybe it wraps all the way behind. Lift your head up and release your right hand outside your left thigh and twist. So keep your head back, chin parallel to the floor. Let your shoulders relax down. Find length in the spine, inhale. And find a deeper twist, exhale. Inhale, move back to center. Just release your arms back onto your legs. One breath. And then drop your chin to your chest. Take your left hand to your left, or to your right ear, drawing the left ear down. Take your right arm out to the side, or maybe creep it off the floor. Allow the chin to touch towards the left collarbones. And then bring your head back to center. Bring your right arm behind you, maybe binding around the outside. And take your left arm to your right leg. Something like that. Inhale. And exhale. Keep the shoulders and ears apart. Inhale back to center. Bring the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring the prayer to your heart. Lean back on your hands. Shake out your legs. If you're sitting cross-legged, switch the cross of the legs. And just remember that your heels are kind of under your shins or your calves. Bring your hands on top of your knees. Lift your chest up. Exhale, bring chin to chest, round your spine, and just roll backwards away from your sitting bones. Pull the belly in. Inhale, pull your heart through. Lean forward as much as you can without lifting your hips up off the floor. Exhale, chin to chest, pull backwards, scoop out your belly. Inhale, lift up and lean forward. And let's start making some circles in our torso. Go as big or small as your body allows or asks for. If you become a good listener to your body, you'll know where to go and where to stop. Reverse that. But you have to listen. You have to be present to listen. Don't just think because I did it yesterday, I'm going to do it again today. Come back to center. Or just because you didn't do it yesterday, that you will do it today. Good. Lean back, hands behind you. Release your legs, shake it out. Take your legs off to either side. Come to hands and knees. Tabletop position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, hips and shoulders width apart. Tuck your toes, dip your belly, arch your back, wag your little tail from side to side. And then come into some cat-cows. Tuck your toes in the arched position, release your toes in the rounded position. And do a few of those on your own with your breath. Inhale, exhale, round and curl, top of the foot, shin down. Inhale, exhale. Stay in a rounded position as you tuck your tailbone underneath you. Spread your shoulders apart at the top. And then walk your hips back to your heels. Have a seat on your heels and spread your arms out in front of you. Inhale, walk over to the right side. Left hand on top or longer than right. Hips to the heels, look under your left arm. Relax your neck, shoulders. Find a little bit more length, so see if you can move your arms a little bit more to the right side, or a little bit longer, or both. Inhale through center to the other side. Just take your time walking across your mat. Right arm on top or longer than left. Push your hips to your heels. Inhale. And exhale, and then see if you have a little bit more space to grow. Good. Inhale back to center. Hands reach out in front of you. Spread your fingers, lift them off the floor. Push all the way back to your longest child's pose. And then inhale back to your hands and knees. Step your right foot in between your hands. Take your left toes and move the knee back. Take your left knee. You can tuck the toes and move the knee back behind you. And just stay on your fingertips, or if you have a block or two blocks. Inhale, bring your collarbones forward. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Take a few moments here, just settling in. I'm just going to mute. Good. See if you can, again, sink a little bit lower. So you might have to move your left leg back a little further. And then rise onto your fingertips or the blocks, and then maybe hover your hands off the floor. Lift your torso up, place your hands on your thighs, and lift up. So you might be back a little bit more towards that knee if you have to. Draw the front heel towards your back leg. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way overhead. Reach up nice and tall, tuck your tailbone underneath you, eye gaze to the sky or in front of you. Exhale, prayer to your heart center. Lean slightly forward, take your left arm outside your right thigh, keep your knee on the floor, unless you want to really lift it, bring your thumbs to your sternum, and look over your right shoulder, or the elbow. Hug your hips towards midline, shine your heart, breathe in, breathe out. Now, inhale, come back up, just keep the twist, but open the arms. Reach your fingers out, thumbs up to the sky. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up. Maybe you touch the back of the calf or the thigh. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, place your hands inside your right leg. Spin your left toes to the right side. And take your right hip and draw it inward as you bring your left arm up. Side angle variation on our knees. Tuck your toe under, your hips under. And then pushing down through your right leg, find some firmness. Stand up, it's like a warrior two. Reaching in two directions. Keep hugging the hip in, the thigh is parallel. And then reverse that. Inhale. exhale, come back, turn to the front, hands on either side of your leg. Straighten your front leg just for a little bit of a release. Breathe in and breathe out. Little hammies. I know we did a lot yesterday. Fold over your shins. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Plant your palms, tuck your toes, and find your downward facing dog. Hips up in the air. Walk your dog from side to side, bend one knee, then the other. Shift your weight forward and back from your hands to your feet. Right side to left side to right side. And then hold for a few moments. Just settle into it. Breathe in. Yeah. Breathe out. So allow your body a little bit of, peace and power, as I always say, in each pose. Breathe in. Shift forward to a high plank. Stay in the plank, hold nothing but hold the pose, not your breath. Then push the earth away with your heel of your hands and spread your upper shoulders forward. Breathe in, look forward, right leg comes down, left leg steps in between your two hands. So adjust it. Left knee over the ankle. We don't always land in the right place, right? It doesn't always get to the most convenient spot for us. So sometimes we have to manipulate a little bit. Bring your right leg back a little bit so you're not sitting directly on top of your toes, and hug your left hip inward. Hands can be on blocks or books or blankets. And then draw your left heel back towards, create the energy moving backwards. And then rise to your fingertips or the blocks, or put your hands on your thighs, and then rise all the way up. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Bring the arms all the way up overhead. Reach up out of your heart. Maybe there's a little back bend here. Exhale the hands to prayer. Twist outside your left thigh. Right arm outside. Lift the belly up off the thigh so there's no collapsing on the thigh, and hug everything towards your midline. Keep reaching the crown of the head towards the front of your mat. Find your space. Find your breath. Good. Now inhale, rise up. Open up your arms like a water wheel. Reach right arm forward, left arm back. Hug the left hip in, it wants to go out. And then take your left arm down. Rest it wherever it will go. Now inhale, hands come inside, left leg. Spin your right toes to the left. And notice that your left hip kind of wants to go with it, so draw it back into center. Left hand stays, right arm comes up. Shine your heart. Right arm up, left arm down, tailbone tucks underneath you. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, look down at your left toes. Come up as if you were in a warrior two. Left leg is forward. Torso is facing the long side of your mat. Front heel is still pulling inward towards your back leg. Right arm down, left arm up to reverse it. Inhale, rewind to the front. Turn your back toes forward and straighten your front leg. Toes up. Hug your hips in, look forward, inhale. And fold. Hasten. Okay. So squeeze everything towards midline. Inhale. Exhale, rebend the front knee, tuck the back toes underneath you. Find your way to downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Again, you can walk your dog, you can settle in if you're ready. Just draw the heels towards the floor, take your weight out of your hands, reach the breath around the sides of the body, around and up and down. Front, back, side to side. Inhale on your toes to a high plank, top of a push-up. Look forward, bring your knees to the floor, and then lower your torso to the floor. Come on to the floor, crown of the head forward, toes point back, Push your pubic bone down, reach your toes long, reach the crown of your head long, and then hover your arms and squeeze the elbows in by your side. Keep your legs down for a moment, keep your chest lifting forward. Don't crank up your neck, so don't even look at me, just listen to me. Inhale and exhale. Press your palms down. Maybe lift a little higher. Keep your hips down on the floor still, shoulders pull back. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Exhale, come down to the floor. Sit back towards your heels and tuck your toes. Sit all the way back, release. Walk your hands to your feet or to your knees. Come up, you're on your toes, come into a low squatting position. Good. Open your legs out, reach your arms forward and hug your knees around your triceps. Push the heel of the hand forward and pull the belly button to the spine. Let your head go down. Really nice big scoop out. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk your hands back in, bring your knees together, lift your chest. Drop your heels and lift your hips up. Separate your feet hips width apart, which is approximately 2 fists in between your 2 feet. Hang your head down, shake it out, yes and no. And then grab opposite elbows and hang. Send a little bit more weight into the balls of your feet. Again, breathing down the sides of your body and from side to side. Up and down, side to side, maybe even around. Switch the cross of your arms. Let gravity pull you down, the weight of your torso, your head. Good, release your arms, let them dangle. Bring your fingertips next to your toe tips. Lengthen your spine. Bring your hands to your hip creases. Keep your spine long. Press through your feet. Rise up to stand. Nice and tall, hands on your back, fingers in either direction. Squeeze your elbows together as you lift your heart up. Lift, lift, lift. Maybe some of you will do a back bend here. And then rise up to standing. Keep your feet separated, nice and strong. Press your feet down, so your big toe, little toe, ball of the foot, heel of the foot are down. And then imagine that you're pulling the mat apart with your feet from the center. Good. Squeezing to the outside. Arms come all the way up, inhale. Exhale, open the arms out to a T, thumbs up to the sky. Without shifting much in your hips, rotate to the right side. Reach right arm back, left arm forward. So the right hip does want to swing with it. We're going to try to keep it steady so maybe you don't get as deep a twist, but so be it. And then bring the right arm down. Inhale, back up to your water wheel. Come back to center. Exhale, turn to your left side. Reach left arm back, right arm forward. And then reverse it. Just the left arm down, right arm up. Inhale up. Exhale, face forward. Inhale, arms up. Bring prayer to your heart. Bring your feet together. Stand up nice and tall, crown of the head to the sky, feet touching. Bend your knees, sit into a chair. It doesn't have to be your lowest. Keep length through your torso, through the sides of your waistline. Inhale. Twist to your right side. Exhale, left arm outside, right hip. Breathe in. Twist. Breathe out. Sit lower so that you can stay a little bit more even in your hips and knees. Inhale. Exhale, Karen, are you frozen? Come back to center, chair, arms up. You guys are getting all frozen today, sorry. Bring your hands to your heart. Drop your seat and twist outside of your left thigh. Where did Karen go? So I think she was frozen and got thrown off. She'll come back. Inhale. Get a little bit lower, get a little bit deeper. Inhale back to your center. Hi, Karen, you're back. Good. Arms up, chair pose. You're at the back of your mat. Exhale, stand up tall, separate your feet, and fold over your legs. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, I'll just meet you guys, don't worry. Look forward, stand up. Step to the front of your mat. Simple as that, just walk to the front. Arms by your side, shoulders back and down. Press your feet down firmly into the earth. Pull your knees up. Bring your arms overhead, inhale. Exhale, open swan dive, bend your knees, forward fold, hands to the blocks, floors or shins. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold and step back, high plank. Inhale, come forward and either do what we did before, go to your knees, or go halfway down with chaturanga. Upward dog, you're frozen again, Karen. Lift your heart up. Downward facing dog, hips up in the air. And breathe. While we love our technology, it can also drive us a little crazy sometimes. Take another breath here, come on your toes, bend your knees. Look forward, make your way to the top of your mat, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. And ride your breath to stand all the way up. Bring it all the way with you. Oh, good, you're back. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, either fold down the center or take your swan dive out to the side. Hands on the shins or blocks. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Step, step, or jump through a chaturanga, or skip it and go right to downward dog. You can modify it, or of course you can add all your push-ups in. And we meet in downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale, settle in. Take a few moments of peace. Inhale onto your toes, soften your knees, make your way to the top of your mat, halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, fold. And ride your breath to stand all the way up. Bring it with you. Exhale, bring prayer to your heart. Bring the arms down by your side. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Make your way back through plank. Skip the chaturanga, add the chaturangas. Or just meet in downward facing dog. And breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Bring your feet closer together. Rise up high on your tippy toes. Keep your weight back in your legs. Lift your right leg in the air. Chest towards your thighs. Softly bring the right leg in between your hands. You can go back to your knee if you'd like, or stay in a slow crescent, hands on floor or blocks. Or bring your hands to your knees and start to lift your torso up. Bend the back knee enough that you can just drop your hips down. And when you're satisfied that's where you're going to be, straighten the leg back out. Maybe ideally, thigh is parallel to the floor, but that's not going to work for all of us. Bring the arms all the way up overhead. Inhale. Reach your fingertips up, shoulders down. Drop your hips low. Bring your hands to prayer. Lean forward. Stay with this long line as you rotate to the right side. Left arm outside, right thigh. And then come high on the ball of the back foot and energize your back leg, nice and strong. Hug your right hip in towards midline. Breathe. Working to get your belly off your thighs and hugging your right hip right back to the midline. One more breath. Good. Keeping your hands in prayer. Lift your torso up. Face the right side of your mat. Face the right side of your mat. Good. Open up your arms. Thank you, Michelle. Water wheel. Yes, exactly. Reach in two directions. Breathe in. Breathe out. And now reverse your water wheel. So your right arm is down, left arm is up. Now inhale. I'm sorry, I think I'm in the wrong way. You have your right foot forward. Is that correct? Okay, so we had water wheel to the right side, my bad. Now windmill open, face the left side, warrior two. Hello. All right, it's because I got off my mat and I looked at you guys in the camera. So your right knee is bent. If I'm wrong, guys, open up your microphone and tell me. Inhale, sink a little bit lower. Don't go into your knee to get lower. Go down through the center. So it's in your hips rather than putting weight and pressure to your knee. Good, keep the legs just as they are, but lower the left hand down, right arm up. Breathe in. As you exhale, come back to warrior two. Now rewind, hands to the floor or blocks. Step your back foot a little bit closer and straighten your front leg. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward, inhale. And exhale, fold over your right shin. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep working at the right leg going back and the left hip coming forward. Take 2 more breaths here. Settle in. Inhale. Lengthen your spine. Rebend your front knee and step back to a low lunge. Plant your palms. Kick your right leg in the air. 3-legged downward dog. Open the hip towards the right side. Keep your torso centered. And maybe you play with moving your hip knee ankle. And then square it off, downward facing dog. Stay here or take a flow to kind of wipe your slate. You do you, and you do that best. Downward dog is where we all meet. Feet coming closer together. Inhale your left leg up. Nice and high on the toes. Exhale, knee to chest, step it through. Stay in a low crescent, hips hug in. Pull your shoulders back and your collarbones forward. Keep hugging that left hip towards midline. Inhale, hold your arms, just hover them off the floor. Keep the back leg strong. Or bring your hands to your thighs and start to rise up. Bend your back knee down, tuck your tailbone underneath you. And then if you're satisfied you're at the right length or height, straighten the back leg, arms up. Breathe in and out. All right, left leg is forward. I'll remember that now. Bring your hands to your heart center. Lean slightly forward. Keep the line from the head to the tailbone and twist outside left leg. Yes, so hook your left arm outside, your right arm outside left leg. So trying to create as much length through the torso as you can while keeping the back leg firm, while keeping the front leg firm but in a bent position. Inhale. Perhaps you look over your left elbow or shoulder. Good. One more breath here in the twist, in the bound twist. Now inhale, come up and face the left side of your mat. Open your arms up, water wheel, thumbs up to the sky. Back leg is still strong, left hip is still hugging in. Inhale, and exhale, reverse it. Push your right hip forward. Inhale, we're going to rewind, opening up to the right side of our mat, warrior two. Make whatever adjustments you need to make with your legs. You just don't always get into the right position. So sometimes that back leg has to come forward or back, turn in a little bit, front knee has to maybe adjust a little bit deeper. Reach your right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale, warrior two, exhale. I know some of you are singing right now. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Pull your left hip forward, lift out of your right side waistline. Don't come out of your front knee though, stay there. Inhale back to warrior two. Now exhale, rewind, hands to the floor. Step your back foot in a little closer, straighten your front leg, both legs are straight. You're not on a tightrope, you're in a wider track position. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold over your front leg. Blocks are always wonderful here. If your hamstrings are tight, why would they be tight, Lauren? I give up. Fold over your shins, right? So So rest your body as best you need to. Another breath. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands down, step back, three-legged dog. Open your left hip open, bend the knee, just kick it out, roll it out, or just hold it there. And then set your foot on the floor. You choose, is that enough? Or do you want to go and take a vinyasa here? Your choice. And in your vinyasa, do you want to add some push-ups, or you go where you are? Hips up in the air. Inhale. And exhale. Rise high on your toes. Bend your knees, look at the front of your mat. Make your way to the top of the mat, halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Bend your knees, sit your weight back in your heels. Reach the arms up overhead, chair pose. Exhale, press to stand up. Prayer to your heart, arms by your side. Close your eyes for a moment. Reach your fingers down to the earth, shoulders back, collarbones broad, and crown of the head to the sky. All the toes are firmly pressing into the earth. Breathe in, breathe out. Reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart, bend your knees. Left arm outside, right thigh. Drop your seat, lift your belly off your thigh, look over or towards your right side. And just, make sure that left knee's not sneaking forward, so drop your seat lower. So from here, either you're going to put your hands down or your knee down, or you're going to stay as you are and step your left foot back into your lunge twist. So you're right into the twist. Once you get there, adjust the length of your spine, the twist of your spine, right? So keep that same positioning we did before without creating, we didn't create the length first. Take another breath, rise up, facing the right side of your mat. Open your arms out, water wheel. Turning your torso to the right. Right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale. Exhale, reverse the water wheel. Wherever you go with your arms is perfect. Good. Inhale. I'm always on the wrong leg now. Inhale, rewind, open to the left side for warrior two. Right arm forward, right leg forward. Sit a little bit lower, open up your shoulders, reach in two directions. Sink down, pull back a little more with your left arm than you think. Exhale, left arm down, right arm up. Stay lifting out of your waistline. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, reach forward. Hands to floor or block. Left hand can go on your hip or in the air. And we're going to come into our standing Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. And then once again, stacking your shoulders, stacking your hips. Spinning hip on top of hip. Any variations that you play with, if you bind, if you float, or just stay in a pose as it is because it's enough, right? You don't always have to go to the deepest expression of any pose for it to be enough. In truth, the more advanced you are, the more you know how to balance it out by doing less. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. As you exhale, release your left hand down. Square your hips. Flex your left foot back, so like a supported warrior three. And then step about 2 to 3 feet back into that pyramid pose as you walk your hands back towards your right leg. Inhale and exhale. Fold over your right leg. Feel free to walk your hands maybe back and hold onto your left calf or thigh. Or just turn your fingers backwards on the floor. Let your head hang down. Or walk your hands forward. See which one kind of works for you today. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Wherever your hands are, bring them back to your feet or your right foot. Lengthen your spine. Step your left foot to your right foot. Bend your knees. Chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. We're back into that prayer twist. Same side. Some of you will stay here. Some of you might want to take your hands down and have a seat on your triceps. Maybe it's just your left tricep. And come into your side crow variation. Legs straight, legs bent. You choose. Breathe in, breathe out. Or you're in your chair twist. You got to get your hips up high, Karen, to get on your tricep. There you go. And whether you fly or not doesn't really matter. Don't kick into it. Just you'll find your way into it. It'll start to make sense as the core engages. If you're flying, come back down slowly, come back into your twist. And as you exhale, let's fold over the legs, separate your feet hips width. Take peace finger grip around your big toes. Wrap your thumbs between your fingers and your toes. Look forward, inhale. And as you exhale, elbows go out to the side, head comes towards the shins. Again, a little bit of the weight forward into the balls of the feet will give you the sensation that you're falling, but you'll have your hips over your heels a little bit aligned. Inhale, look forward, release. Hands to hips or heart, rise up to stand. Arms by your side. Feet can be close or separate. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, take the prayer to your heart. Bend your knees. And we'll take chair twist to the left side. Kind of eyeball your knees here. Make sure the right knee's not sneaking forward. Bend your knees and drop your seat lower. Inhale. And exhale. The lower you sit, the more level your hips and knees will be. The more your belly lifts off, the more twist you'll get. One more breath. Now you choose how to make your way with your right leg coming back into your twist. Maybe your hands come down, your knee even can come down, or both. And then we're back into our twist. Back leg is strong and firm. Good. Twisting to your left side. Take a breath. Good. Inhale, come up. Facing the left side of your mat. Open your arms up. Water wheel. Trying to get your shoulders over your hips. And then sinking down low. Inhale. Left arm down, right arm up. Exhale. Find a nice release in the right side body. Inhale, windmill open to warrior two, facing the right side of your mat. Fingers reaching in two directions. Right arm pulls back more. Left arm pulls forward more. And then your shoulders and torso face the right side of the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Steady focus, keep your legs as they are. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Lift up and out of your left side now. Inhale back to warrior two, and then exhale, reach forward. Right hand to the hip or in the air. Left hand in front. Begin to bring your foot up. Slowly, as many times as you need to hop it up. Stack shoulders, stack hips. Right leg is strong, left leg is strong. Arms are looking like a T on their side. Breathe in. Half moon balance, whatever you're doing in that half moon, right? If you took a bind or if you balanced a little bit in it, or maybe your hand is on a block for today, but keep pulling that left hip underneath you. Tuck it in and back. Couple more breaths. Just stay here and focus. You know, just once you get into the pose, find some peace in that holding position. It's never steady. Like we're always moving in some fashion. As you exhale this next breath, hands to the floor. Square your hips. Just a short moment here, just to get the hips parallel or level. And then step your right foot 2 to 3 feet back and fold over your left leg. So, you know, sometimes the arms walking out feels great. Sometimes walking the hands back, pulling the fingers back, maybe holding on to my calf or shin of my back leg. So, you know, just, they're both right. There's nothing wrong as long as it's not harming you. Keep the left big toe pressing down, left hip pulling back, breathe in and out. Step right foot to left foot, top of the mat. Inhale, bring the arms up, chair. Sit down and go back to your chair twist, exhale. So of course, you can stay here. If you want to fly, hands down. If you can keep your left arm free, great. I can't. And then bend your knees and sit on your triceps. Maybe the feet will float up. Maybe you're going to take longer levers with the legs. Right? Some of you can do that. There's many variations that you can float from or into. But let your body be the guide to that. If you're flying, come back down. Find your chair twist. Come back to center and forward fold over your legs. Separate your feet hips width apart. Lengthen your spine. Inhale. Bend your knees softly. Lift the toes up and slide your hands underneath your feet. Wrap big toe around wrist. Look forward. Inhale. And exhale. Elbows out to the side. Head towards the shins. Again, you're going to feel like you're falling a little bit forward. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release hands to hips. Rise up to stand. Okay. Let's step out to face the right side of our mat. Take with you a block so that it's nearby should you choose to use it. Feet are wide. They're about, one of your leg lengths in between. So our traditional wide-legged fold or stance. Tuck your tailbone underneath you, hands on your hip points. And then bring your elbows back towards each other. Give a little massage to the kidneys. Breathe the heart out. Lift up into a mild back bend. And then stand all the way up. And then just feel that the tilting of the pelvis so that the pubic bone points slightly up and the hips are parallel. Take the arms out shoulder height. Now, your hands should be over your ankles. If they're not, you might want to widen your stance. And you're just standing in this kind of Vitruvian stance. Turn your right toes to the right and keep your shoulders and hips squared for a moment. Turn your left toes slightly in and maybe shorten your stance. Inhale. Move your hips to the left. Move your hands and torso to the right for your triangle pose. Right arm down, left arm up, straight up over your shoulders. Inhale and exhale. So imagine you're leaning against a wall. Hug your right hip up and in. Stay there. Inhale. If you like a little bit more, left arm all the way over your head. If you want even more than that, lift your torso a little bit and take both arms and frame your face. That's an option, framing your face. But if you collapse into your right side or you feel pressure, release the bottom arm. Inhale. Good. Rise back up, stand up nice and tall. Make whatever adjustments you need. If you need a block, grab a block. You're going to come into warrior two. So your legs are, if you brought your legs in for triangle, bring your back leg in out a little bit further. Warrior two. So we've been in warrior two today. Reach your left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale. And exhale. Keeping your knee bent. Reach your arm forward. Take your hand on the outside. I'm going to turn this way for a moment. Outside of your right leg. So I know you're facing the back of the room. Take your left hand over the shoulder. Right thigh is parallel to the floor. And then maybe left arm, I like to guitar hero it a little bit, and spin your heart open. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Traditional side angle. Arm on the outside of the foot on a block, and other arm over your head. Now hug your torso underneath, or tuck your tailbone underneath. Spin your, so Maria, turn so your back foot is turned in a little bit more, your front knee is bent. So come from warrior two, and we're opening up towards the left side. One more breath. Now if you have a block, take it in your hand, come back up to standing, bring it with you, straighten both legs, turn your left toes towards the front of your mat, right, reach towards the front of your mat. If you have the block, just put it down. You can use it or not use it. Triangle pose. Right arm up, tailbone tucks underneath you. Okay, Maria's frozen, that's what. Okay, no you're not. Okay. So we're in triangle with our left leg forward now. Left bottom side pulls up and in. Right leg is nice and strong. Stay here or take your arm over your head. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And if you'd like to take the bottom arm up, lift a little higher first. And then frame your face. Right? As long as, try to get your shoulders stacked. So now your front leg is straight, Bonnie. Breathe. Yeah. That's it. Triangle pose with whatever variations. All right, release your bottom arm again. Top arm up. Inhale, rise up to stand. Adjust your feet for warrior two. So you're probably, if you brought your back foot in for triangle, you're going to open it up again. Warrior two, reaching forward and back in two directions. Scissor squeeze your inner heels together, thighs together, inner thighs, and outer thighs rotate away from center. Finding your best length, strength, depth. Flip your palms, reach forward. Take your hand on a block or outside of your left foot. Right arm up, so take a breath, and then circle the arm around, open up. So you want to get your left side underneath you a little bit. So bring your, like your left hip is going to reach outside or inside of that left leg. And then we're spinning ourselves on our side. So the left side of your torso is really rotating open, not collapsing on your thigh though. So there's a lot of energy here. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. Look down to rise up. You can keep the block on the floor for a moment. Turn your left toes to the right 1/4 turn. Arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, lift your heart. Slight pigeon toe of the toes, soften at the knees, and fold over your legs in between your two sides. Head down, arms up. Inhale and exhale. Just folding your body in half. Release your hands underneath you, lengthen your spine. At the same time, bring your hands to your hips and rise up to standing. Step your right foot to your left foot, top of the mat. Move your block off to the side. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold through your center. Hands on floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk, step, float, hop back through a vinyasa. Take your time and make your way back to a downward facing dog. So I'll just meet you in dog. Inhale. High on your tippy toes. Exhale. Come to plank. Keep your legs strong. And then stay on your toes and just drop into, a variation of up dog. So your toes are tucked under, your heart is lifted, shoulders are back. With the same strength in the legs, pull back to downward dog. One more time, on your toes. Shift to your high plank. Strong through your plank. And then shift a little forward, take the toes, keep them under, and just lift your heart up. From here, you lower your knees. Push back to child's pose. Inhale, bring your right knee to your right wrist. Nice and easy, nothing fancy. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Shimmy back, square up your hips, top of the foot, shin down. Come to your fingertips, or maybe you put a block underneath your right sitting bones. Widen your fingers, flex your right foot, and then just do a couple little push-ups here. A little bit of an undulating push-up, round and curl. Arching, rounding, curling, one more time. And then make your way all the way up. And then make your way down, wherever that takes you. Be cautious that you're not rolling onto your right hip and releasing that left hip. If that's the case, put the block underneath you or go on your back. And then let your body completely surrender over the right leg. Pushing your right hip towards the floor. Anything you choose to do here is fine. If you want to bind, if you want to just stay in the traditional pose, or if you want to even go into a king pigeon, you know, whatever feels right to you. You have a couple of breaths. You have about 30 more seconds here. Surrender, let go of everything, all the judgments that you have about what's going on in your body at this moment, all the thoughts of what you should do, what you thought the class was going to be today. Oh, I missed your favorite pose. Get rid of it. Start to bring yourselves up. Nothing so fancy. Let's go to downward dog. Shake out the leg, three-legged. 4 on the floor, down dog. And then just bring your left leg in. Tuck your right toes underneath you. Use a block if you need it. Or lay on your back. Breathe in, breathe out. Left-sided pigeon. Hands on the either side of your mat, I should say. I'm just going to modify this a little bit. Okay. Come up and do those 3 undulating push-ups. And then make your way up. Settle in. Is this where you want to stay, or do you want to take it a little bit deeper? You know, if your hips are open, your shin might be parallel to the front edge of the mat. If you're like me, more likely to towards your groin, the heels towards your groin. And then take your weight down as low as you can go without creating, you know, major stress in your body or in your mind. Keep lengthening the right leg and pressing the left hip. Now 15 seconds more. And now this time, just rise up, come down to your left hip, and swing your legs around out in front of you. Just make sure that you are somewhere towards the front third of your mat so that when you come down to the floor, you'll be with your head on the floor. Rock and roll side to side. Hands by your side, legs out in front of you. Inhale tall, bring the arms up. Reach, 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 out of your hips, out of your torso, fold forward, grab where you can. Hey, Cindy, okay. Lift up and fold over your legs. Paschimottanasana, intense western side stretch, western side of your body. Inhale and exhale. Those of you who are super flexy, feel free to put a block underneath your feet or grab opposite wrists, or just stay and hold the bottoms of your feet and just see where you're at. Now, from here, if you're holding on, wherever you're holding on, as long as it's not your knees, pull your belly in, and then just gently let go and roll down one vertebrae at a time until you get out to your backs. So take your time, flex your feet, slowly, slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor. Right knee in, 90-90. 90 degrees at the knee, 90 degrees at the hip. Left leg in, 90-90, both feet. Hands behind your head. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders up. Right leg in the air. Left leg in the air. Lift your torso a little higher. Right knee bends, left knee bends a little higher. Left leg straightens, right leg straightens a little higher. Now pulse here for 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up on 1, not your breath. Reach your hands to your feet. Now lift everything you can off the floor. That means your butt, your shoulders, your head, your hands, as much as you can. Hold it there for 3, for 2, for 1. Everything comes down. Hug your knees to your chest. Cross right leg over left leg. Grab ankles, shins, or toes. Good. You can double bind if you'd like for eagle. Take your arms out to a T. Right arm under left. Inhale, arms up. Bring your arms up so that your left bicep is kind of closing your nostrils off. And then exhale, head and shoulders up. Everything comes to the outside of your right thigh, right knee. Or you can pulse it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up on 1, not your breath. Head down, arms open. Keep the legs double crossed or single crossed. Move your hips right. Let your knees fall to the left. Uncross the legs, come back to center. Round and curl. Head down. You can bring your feet on the floor or just cross the left leg over the right once or twice. Open your arms back to your T. Left arm under right once or twice. Inhale. Exhale, head and shoulders come up outside the left knee. Or you pulse it here. No, Siri, I'm not talking to you. Oh, it's telling me about inhalation. Siri just heard me talk about inhaling. 3, 2, and 1. Head down, arms open up. Keep a double cross or uncross once or both. And then shift your hips to the left, knees fall to the right. And then uncross, come back to center. Hug your knees all the way up to your chest. Take your legs straight up in the air once again. So if your legs are straight, they're not going to come this far back, right? We want the legs right up over our hips. So not as close to your chest. Arms by your side or underneath you. Flex and point. Roll the ankles in both directions a couple times. And then just hold there for a moment. You can even support yourself with a block here or go to the wall. Belly to spine, ribs to hips, so you're kind of in that imprinted spine. Now point your toes. You can bring your feet closer together or a little separate. As you start to lower your legs, think about lengthening as well at the same time. So as you lower your legs, you lengthen them out away from your hips. And then when you finally get down to the floor, maybe your hands are supporting your hips, or maybe they're just on the side. Come up to your forearms, lift your heart up, and rest the top of your head towards the floor. You don't have to have your head down even, but make sure you're not putting stress in your neck. Some of you have your legs in the air, or any other variations, even lotus. Anything that feels good to you, take another couple moments. Just breathe, open up your chest. And then exhale. Everything releases. One more hug of the knees to the chest. Little quick spinal twist on both directions. And unless there's something you'd like to do before we go into Shavasana, this is your opportunity to completely release yourself. So make your way onto your backs, palms open. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. your to-do list. If you have the opportunity to stay longer, stay. Turn me off, just stay on your mats. Begin to deepen your breath, make subtle movements through your fingers and your toes, wrists and your ankles. And gently draw your knees to your chest. Make your way to your right side, make a pillow for your head. At your own time, make your way to a comfortable seat. Bring the hands together at heart center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace to all. And taking a moment of gratitude for yourselves first, and then bowing down to each one of us to honor the light, the love, the peace, the goodness within. Namaste, Sat Nam. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy Labor Day. Happy New Year to you who are celebrating. And next week, well, at home, stay fit, stay healthy, get vaccinated.